Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this GOYOJO 3/8" drive digital torque wrench. So this is provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So let's get this open. So here we have the torque wrench. Some film in front of the screen here. Let me pull that off. So this is 3/8" drive. We can hear the ratchets here. We have a lever for forward and reverse. The length of this looks like around 9.5 inches. The thickest part of the body is around 1.5 inches. The head is maybe 1.25 or so. So this takes 2 AAA batteries. It comes with those. And it looks like there's a little spot here to keep an extra set of batteries. So those will go in here. Let me grab a screwdriver. So I'll install the batteries. So the screw is not captive. You want to make sure you keep track of that. Okay. So before we turn it on, let's take a look at the manual. So we have a manual, we have a warranty card, and a certificate of inspection. So here's the manual. So it looks like we have about 18 pages for English. So before we get into this, let's look at the specs. So this is the Model 60. Minimum increment is 0.01 Newton meters. The maximum operating range is 60 Newton meters. So this will go up to 60 Newton meters. So let's go back to the beginning here. This says the clockwise accuracy is 2%. Counterclockwise accuracy is 2.5. That's plus or minus 2 and 2.5%. It says the buzzer and LED indicator triggered when the preset torque value is reached. Peak mode only. It supports 4 different units. Has 3 measurement modes: real-time mode, peak mode, and preset mode. It can store up to 999 sets of recorded values. It automatically shuts off after 2 minutes of idle time. Here we have the buttons. Here are the instructions. You press PC to turn it on. You hold down PC to turn it off. You press U/S for unit switching, and you press M for mode switching. And here are the modes. We have real-time mode. So this will show the torque value in real time. Then it has peak mode. This is used to record the maximum torque value reached by the wrench. And then we have preset mode. So you can preset a torque value, and when the value is reached, the warning light will turn red. If buzzer is activated, the buzzer will also sound. So we can set the torque value. We press M to go into preset mode. We press up or down to set the value. When the target is set, we press the US button. Then we have data saving. It says when the torque value is generated, press M button to save the torque value. When the screen displays the SUCC, it indicates the torque value has been successfully saved. Up to 999 sets of data can be recorded. And then we have data viewing. It says press and hold the M button. Press up or down to view the saved records. We have buzzer setting. It says press and hold the US button to enter the menu page. Press the US button until the screen displays BU, and it has lines that's supposed to be like a Z. And you can say 1 for on or 0 for off. Then press PC to save the setting. It also has a backlight function, so it has LT on, and you can also restore it to factory settings. So let's check this out. Okay, so to turn this on, I'll press PC. Okay, turned on. So the default mode, I think, is real-time mode. So I'm just going to put this adjustable wrench on the end here so we can pull on it, and we can watch the torque values change. So we're at 0. I'll pull on it. So we're at about 3.6 Newton meters. Pull on it harder. We're at 7. Pull on it quite a bit harder. It's 15. Now I'll really crank down on it. So now we're at about 30, 35, 37. So in that mode, we're able to see the different torque values. Here's a little clip demonstrating the light. So the light is on. It's not going to show up unless you're applying torque to the wrench. So if I squeeze this, you can see that light turns on. I'll let go, and it will turn off. So next we have peak torque mode. So I'll press M once. There's a little P that lit up here. So let me do that again. And there we got 53. So if we want to return that to 0, we'll press PC, and it zeroes it out. Next we'll do the preset mode. So we'll press it again, and it says pre. Now we can set the torque. So let's hold this down. Okay, that's going to make it go a lot faster. Let's set it to 15. Okay, there we have it set to 15. We want to press US to save it. Okay, let's try this. Try and be more controlled there. Okay, so it starts to beep when you get close to the torque, and then it has a solid beep when you hit the torque. Let's do that again. We can also see that light up. Let's check out some of the settings. So hold down the US button. So here it says light on, so we can press up or down to turn the light on. Press it again, we can turn the buzzer on or off and reset. So we'll hit PC to save the setting. Okay, now if we want to change the units, we can press US, and in the upper right here, we can see the settings change. So I'm going to leave it on Newton meters. So let's head out to the car and test it there. Now to turn it off, I'll hold down PC, and that will shut it off. Okay, so we're out here at this 2006 Honda Odyssey, and this has lots of these 10mm bolts, and they torque to 8.7 Newton meters. So let's set that up on the torque wrench. We'll hold down the power button to turn it on. We're already in pre-mode, so let's adjust the torque. Okay, we have 8.7. We'll lock it in with the US button. So let's start with this bolt here. So I'm starting to see it change on here, and I will show another one where we look at the screen. So I can see it's getting up to about 6 Newton meters. So it's starting to beep. Okay, so we reached our preset torque. Next, let's tighten this one. Okay, so you can see when we reached 8.7, we had that tone. Now you do need some discipline here. If you're just wrenching on this fast, you can easily bypass it. I will say this would be easier to do if I wasn't filming it. So let's pull that again. We should get that beep. Okay, next let's head under the vehicle. I have a 17mm socket on here. Let's torque the oil drain plug, and that goes to 39 Newton meters. Okay, so it can be really tight under here. This has a nice short handle, so I have plenty of clearance to tighten bolts under the car. So I couldn't see the display, but I was able to tell it was torqued just by sound alone. Let's head back over to these 10mm bolts, and let's try out the peak mode. So here we're in peak mode. So I'm going to wrench on this, and I'm going to stop just as it starts turning the fastener. Now this will beep because I have it set for 8.7 Newton meters. Okay, so I got 9.32. Now when I turned it, I was actually tightening it, so we can expect this torque to be a little bit higher than what we previously torqued it to. So that was the GOYOJO 3/8" drive digital torque wrench. Now there are a number of different styles of torque wrenches. I think one big advantage of a digital torque wrench like this is the ease of setting the torque. This has large, easy to read numbers, and you can set the torque to a specific value very easily. It takes a lot of the guesswork out. Now this is a shortened torque wrench, so this is not for torquing wheel lugs and such, but this could work for engine work, suspension work, and many of the other nuts and bolts on a car that don't require really high torque. Now this had the light and the buzzer. You can turn the buzzer off. I'm guessing most people will leave it on, including myself. But along with the preset mode, it had that torque measuring mode, so you can find the maximum torque with this, or you can just in general measure the torque. This also came with this nice case, and it has this manual, and it has a nice spot in the case for that manual, because there may be features on here you don't use daily, like maybe one day you do want to shut the buzzer off. If you keep this in the case, you'll have that manual at the ready for those instructions. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.